Bukan dulu RM3 ke? Dah mahal ni.
Dia macam ni sebenarnya punca harga yang meningkat ni sebab berlaku pelbagai faktor antaranya adalah permintaan yang tinggi dan kos aktiviti ekspor import yang meningkat. Dia disebabkan faktor-faktor inilah menyebabkan kos sara hidup rakyat meningkat dan barang punya harga meningkat.
Our next semester break is going to start soon. Shall we go to Penang to enjoy our semester break?
Yeah, try this a good idea. But how we go for that?
There, you see my car? We go there. We go there by using my car. Then the transportation expenses will divide by 2. Is it okay for you?
I think it's not good idea because now the fuel price is increases. It becomes expensive. And even though I buy a plate of nasi lemak, it charges me 10 ringgit.
Oh, it's too expensive.
Yeah, you look at this. The price is become higher.
Hi,
Hi, Preston. Hey, you good?
Yes, I'm good. How about you? Are you doing well?
Okay lah. You know what? Cost of living nowadays very expensive. This tree almost 20 ringgit.
Oh my god, that's quite expensive. But I hear the reason the price become more expensive because since the MCO was happening, the activity of import and export become more expensive. That is the one of factor that make our cost of living become more expensive. And also, not only that, the second reason that our food and things that become more expensive because the customer demand is really higher than the product, so that make our product become more expensive. I see. After this, we need to spend money wisely.
I see. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Nurian Izzati Binti Zainal and my matric number is 311765. Today I'll be explaining about inflation. Inflation means the general rise in prices of goods and services over time, which reduces the value of money. In simple words, the same amount of money buys fewer things than before. For example, if a bowl of noodle costs 5 ringgit today, but 6 ringgit next year, that is inflation. Economists usually measure inflation using CPI, or Consumer Price Index, which tracks the average prices of everyday items. A small amount of inflation can be normal and show the economy is growing, but if prices rise too quickly, it makes life harder because essentials like food, housing, and transport become more expensive. In short, inflation is important to understand because it affects our daily life and overall economy.
Before the MCO, Malaysia experienced low and stable inflation, which is at an average rate of about 0.7%. This reflects a stable and well-balanced economic environment, which shows that the price is increased slowly and remain predictable. As a result, the cost of living was manageable and households are able to plan their spending more effectively. At the same time, stable income growth help people maintain their standard of living. This situation also showed that the inflationary pressure were low because both of demand pull and cost push factor were under controlling. This means that there was no sudden increase in demand or in product costs. In addition, expenses, especially in food and transportation, are even relatively stable. It helps a person of purchasing power and support the overall economic stability. So to sum up with, the period before the MCO can be seen as a benchmark of stability in Malaysia before the conditions are changed significantly during the MCO.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Adaya binti Raslan. My number matric is 312517. Between 2020 and 2022, Malaysia did not just fight a health crisis but also the economic one. While the world stood still, prices began to move. To understand this, we need to look at the inflation rates and also the consumer price index (CPI). In 2020, we actually saw deflation due to the collapse in oil prices and reduced spending. But as the economy reopened, the numbers began to climb. What is CPI? The CPI, or the Consumer Price Index, measures the average change over time in the prices paid by consumers for a basket of goods and services like food, rent, and transport. Is the primary tool used to calculate inflation. The data is abstract, but the cost of living is scaled at the data table. Here is how the essential-based basket shifted for a typical Malaysian family before, during, and after the MCO. Your salary stays 3,000 ringgit, but prices begin to increase. In 2020, your purchasing power is only 2,497. Meanwhile, in 2022, your purchasing power is 2,358. So every month, you need to lose at least 139 ringgit every month, even without a pay cut.
Hello everyone, my name is Zufida binti Zulkifli and my metric number is 311317. Today I will talk about inflation after the Movement Control Order or MCO. Inflation means the increases in price of goods and services. During the pandemic of COVID-19, the government introduced MCO to control the spread of the virus. During that time, many businesses were closed and people stayed at home. After MCO end, the economy started to open again. People began to go out, travel, and spend money. Because of this, demand for goods and services increased very quickly. One main reason for inflation is high demand. After staying at home for a long time, people started spending more on food, shopping, and entertainment. When demand is higher than supply, price will go up. Another reason is supply chain problem. During MCO, many factories stopped operating. There were also delays in shipping and transportation. Because of this, there were not enough goods in the market. Besides that, the cost of production also increased. Business had to pay more for raw materials, workers, and transportation. So they increased their price to cover the cost. Global factors also play a role. For example, the Russia-Ukraine war caused fuel and food prices to increase worldwide. This made many imported goods more expensive in Malaysia. As a result, inflation caused the cost of living to increase. People need to spend more money on basic needs and their purchasing power become lower. To control inflation, the government introduced price control and subsidies. Bank Negara Malaysia also helps by managing interest rates and the economy. As individuals, we should spend wisely, save money, and avoid unnecessary expenses. In conclusion, inflation after MCO happened because of high demand, supply problems, higher costs, and global factors. It affects everyone, so we need to manage our money carefully. Thank you.
What causes of inflation?
I will explain the cause of inflation, which made the general increase in price of goods and service. First, inflation can happen due to high demand, also known as demand pull inflation. During the COVID-19 pandemic, people start panic buying essential items like food, masks, and sanitizer. This sudden increase in demand caused the price to rise. Second, inflation is caused by rising production costs or cost push inflation. During the pandemic, companies had to spend more on safety measures such as masks, sanitizer, and social distancing. This high cost led business to increase their price. Third, supply distribution also contribute to inflation. Movement restriction and lockdown affect factories and transportation. For example, delay in food supply and imported goods cause a shortage, which push price higher. Next, inflation can occur because of increase in money supply. During the COVID-19, government provide financial aid as stimulus package to support people and business. This increased spending power, which then increased demand and price. Besides that, higher importing price also play a role. Due to global supply chain distribution, imported goods become more expensive. For example, shipping costs increasing, making products like electronic and food more costly. Lastly, market power also influence inflation. Some businesses took advantage of high demand, especially for essential goods like masks and sanitizer, by increasing price.
My name is Russell and I'm Pareso. My metric number is 311120. Let's watch my part. Today, I would like to present about the impact of inflation, especially during MCO and the COVID-19 pandemic. First and foremost, what is inflation? Inflation means a general increase in price of goods and service over the time. When the price increases, people need to spend a lot of money to buy the same things. So right now we're going to talk about impact of inflation during the MCO time. First impact is increase in cost of living. During MCO, price of basic needs such as food, fuel, and daily necessities was increased. This makes life more difficult, especially for low-income families. Second, reduce purchase power. When prices rise but income stay the same, people can buy a fewer goods. During COVID-19, many people had salary cut or lost their job, so inflation affected them even more. Thirdly, supply chain register. During MCO, movement of individuals cause short change of goods. This pushes price higher and contribute to inflation. Lastly is economic uncertainty. Inflation creates uncertainty for consumer and business, making the economy recover after COVID-19 become more slower. COVID-19 and MCO increase inflation cause supply disruption, higher costs, and reduced income. The effect can be seen in higher living costs, lower purchasing power, unemployment, and economic uncertainty. That's all for me today. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Belle here. Then now I'm going to talk about the strategy to overcome inflation. So BNM Bank Negara Malaysia is managing inflation through 4 pillars. So first, our monetary policy holds the OPR at 2.75%, remaining in a wait and see phase to balance growth. Second, we have moved to subsidy rationalization using targeted aid like STR and SARA to protect the low-income household more efficiently. Third, the Reset Initiative addressed high medical inflation currently at 15% via price transparency and digital reforms. Finally, we are leveraging exchange rate management to maintain a stronger ringgit against imported costs. While 2025 inflation remains manageable at 1.4%, our 2026 projection sits between 1.5% and 2.5%. We stay alert to external risks, specifically global energy shifts and US tariff. So that's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, inflation is not just about rising prices, it affects the purchasing power of many, the cost of living, and the overall stability of the economy. A moderate level of inflation can encourage spending and investment, showing signs of healthy growth. But when inflation is too high or unpredictable, it creates serious challenge for households, businesses, and governments, making essentials like food, housing, and transportation more expensive. This is why economists and policymakers closely monitor inflation, using tools like the Consumer Price Index or CPI to ensure balance in the economy. As highlighted by the International Monetary Fund, inflation management is central to economic stability, while Bank Negara Malaysia emphasized that controlling inflation is the key to protecting the welfare of its citizens. Ultimately, inflation remind us that the value of money is never fixed, and managing it wisely is essential for a sustainable future. That's all from us. Thank you.